Hello, and welcome back to Agape Leaders Monday Motivation. This week, we have a young man who I had the opportunity to do ministry with for a few years, and now he's moved on to do other great things in the name of the Lord. His name is Mitchell Rodgers. Mitchell is an amazing poet, does so much spoken word in the name of the Lord. And if you ever get an opportunity, I would encourage you to go over to his YouTube page and just hear some of what he has to offer. But without further ado, here is Mitchell Rodgers with this week's Monday Motivation.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to today's Monday Motivation. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to be able to share with you guys. But before we jump into that, I just want to give a special shout out and thanks to Dr. Gregg Mays for putting on these Monday Motivations every other Monday. What a blessing that it has been to be able to log on to social media and find something positive for a change, to find something that's there to encourage us and motivate us towards growth, towards success, towards becoming better leaders and better people. So before we move on, go ahead, show Coach Mays some love in the comments below and let him know how thankful you are that he's putting on these Monday Motivations every other Monday. Now, 2020 has been a crazy year. At times it's felt like everything has come upon us so quickly, like the holiday season is now fading, yet on the other hand, it seems like this year has lasted 7 whole years in itself. It's a year that started with so much hope. It was 2020, the year of clarity, the year of vision, the year that we would finally see a promotion, the year that we would finally see a new relationship start, the year that we would finally find our purpose, to see who we were meant to be, to see what our calling was. Yet, just a few months into the year, everything changed as the world stopped. Instead of people starting new jobs, people lost their jobs. Instead of people starting new businesses, old businesses closed down. Instead of people starting new relationships, people were saying goodbye to old relationships as loved ones and friends were dying. People were saying bye to community as they were forced into self-isolation where anxiety and depression grew. In these times, we began to see the world through social media, and because of comparison, it started to seem like everybody else was thriving while maybe you were just barely surviving. Well, with this Monday Motivation, I want to tell you 2 things. The first thing that I want to tell you is something that you probably haven't heard yet in 2020, and it's this: you are doing just fine. Let that sink in for a moment. You are doing just fine. In a year that has been completely abnormal, we cannot measure ourselves by normal standards. You are doing just fine. What I want you to do right now is I want you to take a note on a piece of scratch paper, and I want you to write down for me one thing that you accomplished this year. No matter how big or how small, one thing that you accomplished, and to let that accomplishment be the defining moment of 2020 for yourself, and to take a moment and to celebrate that. You are doing just fine. The second thing that I want to encourage you with today is this: that if you want to start strong, you've got to finish strong. If you want to start the new year strong, you've got to finish this year strong. There are 10 days left of 2020. Praise God. But let's make sure that we don't skip those last 10 days. Let's make sure that we take a moment and finish the year strong. On that same piece of paper, I want you to write down one thing that you can accomplish in the next 10 days. No matter how big or how small, one thing in the next 10 days that you can do so that you can finish this year strong, catapulting yourself to a strong start for 2021. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you taking the time to hear what I have to say to you on this Monday motivation. Know this, you are doing just fine. And if you want to start strong, you've got to finish strong. Remember this, you're not alone. Speak up, speak out, and we'll get through this.
Thank you, Mitchell, for such a motivating word. We know that your love for the Lord is without question. Well, that's all we have for this week's Agape Leaders Monday Motivation. Until next time, you have a blessed week.